Now we're going to take the unit test on measurement, data, and geometry. It'll be 9 questions. Let's go. Which one of these is cut in half? Looks like C is cut in half, but I'm going to make sure none of the others are. B is a triangle. Which clock shows half past 11 o'clock? Well, let's see. A shows 10:30. B shows 11:30. Order the lines from longest to shortest with the longest line on top. It already is. We'll put the middle one in the middle and the shortest one on the bottom. The fruit salad has watermelon, grapes, and strawberries. I'm not a big fan of watermelon in a fruit salad. I feel like it makes everything else soggy. This bar graph shows how, especially when it's almost all watermelon, look how much more watermelon there is than everything else. In fact, how many pieces of fruit are in the salad altogether? Well, I see 10 watermelons, 7 grapes, that's 17, and 3 strawberries is 18, 19, 20. So there are 20 pieces of fruit altogether. But having 3 pieces of fruit to 10 pieces of watermelon is absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal. Do not make your fruit salads like this. This line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 squares long. Leo's hair is longer than Wes's hair. That puts Wes in the middle, with Ella having the shortest hair. So Leo has the longest hair. It has been so long, folks, since I've actually gotten a haircut. Like so long. We're not talking about COVID long. We're talking years. I think the last time I got an actual haircut was before I left for Germany. I think it's been like 4 years. I've done a couple of trims myself, like to get the ends, but I haven't actually gotten a haircut in a very long time. No, that's not quarters, that's thirds. That's almost cut in half, but there's a little sliver there, so no, it's not actually halves. And that's the unit test. Now, technically, we don't have to do the course challenge. We're at 100% already, but we're already here, so let's do the thing. We're going to do the first grade course challenge, and this is going to be it. I will leave my sort of last ideas, and then once we're done with this course challenge, I will go through and do one more quick review of just the course outline for first grade, and this will kind of help us get there. So please consider this course challenge kind of a review as to everything that we've learned in this stream up to this point. So I will mostly be throwing back to earlier streams. Let's go! How tall is the rectangle? So we talked a lot about measuring things using independent units and how you have to line the units up correctly. Whoa, what just happened? There we go. I don't know what just happened there. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So it's 6 squares tall. An octopus has 8 arms. A starfish has 5 arms. How many fewer arms does the starfish have than the octopus? Well, 8 minus 5, that's how many fewer, right? It's subtracting. 8 minus 5 is 3. And by the way, octopuses have arms, not tentacles. And also, the correct pluralization of octopus is octopuses, although octopi is also acceptable. What time is it? Looks like 11:30 to me. The hour hand is always pointing at the thing it went past, not the thing it's going to. Which shape is a hexagon? Well, hex means 6, so we're looking for the one with 6 sides. That one's got 4, that one's got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's our hexagon. As opposed to a stop sign, which is an octagon. Nick went to the zoo and saw 7 monkeys and 3 elephants. Which picture shows how many animals Nick saw at the zoo? So this is just another counting thing, right? We are throwing all the way back to kindergarten, basically, and identifying and counting things. So 7 monkeys and 3 elephants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 elephants looks like C. Ah, remember, greater than, less than, equal to. We call this greater than, even though in first grade you're probably using the alligator analogy. The alligator chomps on the number that is bigger. So in this case, it's going to chomp on the 83. So we put the symbol in. But we need to remember that this symbol is actually a word. It's a phrase in math. What we are saying is 38 is less than 83. You can turn this around and say 83 is greater than 38 if you read it the other direction. But instead of just going with the alligator chomping on the bigger one, remember to actually read it left to right and use the words less than, greater than, and equal to. Which picture shows a circle cut in half? C looks like it's cut in half, and that's the only one. Complete the equation. 8 is 12 minus 4. It would have been very tempting to put 4 in there, but 8 is not 4 minus 4. That would be 0, right? 8 is 4 plus 4. But it's easy to get mixed up in your head, so just take it slow. Check your work. You'll be fine. We want the shortest line on the left, the medium line in the middle, the longest line on the right. Looks good to me. We are adding. Let's see. I'm going to add the ones together first, right? So I've got 9, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the ones place is a 6. Carry the group of 10. So I'm going to carry the 1. So I have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of 10. And my answer is 86. Which are the same as 30. 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. But notice that this says choose all answers that apply. So we're going to check all of the answers just in case. B is 10 plus 3, which is 13, not 30. So that's not correct. What the heck keeps happening? I guess I'm clicking on the outside of the window there. 10 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 13 also. So that's not correct. And 30 plus 1 is not 30, it's 31. So the only one of these is correct is A. 3 10s plus 4 1s is 34, right? That's 30 plus 4 is 34. Which picture divides the circle into fourths? Let's see, that divides it into 4, but not fourths. That's thirds. There we go. Looks like those are 2 straight lines. Reminds me of the X-Men logo. That's a really old reference for you youngins. 20 plus 32, the only things we have to combine are the 10s, right? Because we get 0 plus 2. 20 and 30 is 50. So 20 plus 30 plus 2, which we get 52. 13 plus 4, this is a count on your fingers, 14, 15, 16, 17. Or you could remember that 4 plus 3 is 7 and another 10 is 17. That's also perfectly fine. Lots and lots and lots of different ways that you could get this one done. Missing number. We haven't done one of these in a while. Because the number 6 is between 5 and 7, the number 106 is between 105 and 107. This is that using structure and using repeated reasoning that we talked about at the very beginning when we talked about the Common Core practice standards. We've got a bar graph for a pet store. We want to know how many cats there are. I see 8 cats. I didn't have to count because it is on one of the numbered one of the numbered points here. So there are 8 cats. 76 plus 9, well, let's see. 9 plus 6 is 15, and another 70 is 85. We are over halfway done. 15 minus 9. Well, I happen to know that 9 plus 6 is 15, so 15 minus 9 must be 6. When it comes to subtracting 9, by the way, my actual process here, whenever I subtract 9, I always take 15 and I subtract 10 first. And then I add 1. This right here is what my brain is doing when I am subtracting 9. I subtract 10 and then add 1. That's just the way it goes in my head. So I hope that's helpful for you. Same thing if I'm subtracting 11, right? I'll just subtract 10 and then subtract 1. So 15 minus 9 is 6. Kira saw some spaceships in the sky. Then she saw 6 more. She saw 12 total, which means she saw 6 first. But I'm gonna pause for a second. Please read this sentence again and try to process it, because this is one of those times when the sentence was deliberately written in a confusing way. Okay? She saw some ships in the sky. Then she saw 6 more. In total, she saw 12. So how many did she see the first time? It's a subtraction problem. 12 minus 6 equals 6, or 6 plus 6 equals 12. But again, getting that information and extracting that out from the problem can be a little bit tricky, and sometimes you might accidentally add when you mean to subtract, or vice versa. If this happens to your student or your kid, you should definitely be encouraging. Focus on the parts they got right. You knew to take these two numbers and combine them. You just made the one very small mistake of putting plus instead of minus. That's okay. You'll get it next time. That's how education works. It does not work by telling students that they're failures because they didn't get it right the first time. It's ridiculous. There are 50 lions. They can put into 5 groups of 10. The fox is shorter than 3 blocks. The pony is clearly taller than 3 blocks, so the fox is shorter than the pony. I'm again double checking to make sure I actually put those in right. 9 minus 7 equals 2, because 2 plus 7 equals 9. AJ bought some magic beans from the store. He dropped 2 on his way home. When he got home, he had 8 left. So this seems like it might be a subtraction problem, and it sort of is. But since we're looking for how many he initially had, it's actually an addition problem. And again, we'll learn much later that addition and subtraction are not different. They are actually the same process. So if he dropped 2 and he has 8, the 8 that he still has plus the 2 that he dropped equals 10 beans total. Find the true equation. Well, 10 plus 4 is 14, and 4 plus 1 is 5, so that's wrong. 2 plus 3 is 5, 4 plus 0 is 4, so B is also wrong. C is correct without us even having to do the answer. We know that you can take addition and flip it around without changing the result, but we can check just in case. 2 plus 3 is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, no problem. Hi Bev, welcome. We're almost done here actually. Order the numbers from least to greatest. So again, I always look at the tens place first and then sort it by ones. Although in this case, that's really the same thing. The tens place on the 8 is actually 0. And then we have something in the 20s, something in the 70s, something in the 90s. The ones digits don't matter at all, right? The tens digits go 0, 2, 7, 9. We're done. At the school bake sale, Grandma bought 4 chocolate chip cookies, 2 cupcakes, and 1 donut. How many total treats did Grandma buy? 4, 5, 6, 7 treats. Again, remember you're allowed to count in any order that you're comfortable with. I've seen people online show these complex diagrams of how they make 10s or 20s or whatever when they're adding, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Keep it up. Whatever it takes to be able to solve the problem in a way that makes sense to you, that you can explain to other people. Hunter found 3 fewer eggs than his sister Vera. Hunter found 4, which means that Vera found 3 more than him, so Vera has 4 plus 3 is 7 eggs. Some students traveled by train, airplane, or boat during the summer. How many more students? Man, I miss traveling. Don't you miss traveling? How many more students traveled by airplane than by boat? I see 10 by airplane. I see 2 by boat. 10 minus 2 is 8. So 8 more students traveled by airplane than by boat. Last question of the first grade, and what do we have? Javier went to the zoo today and saw 16 monkeys. That's 3 fewer than he saw last Saturday, which means last Saturday he saw 3 more. That's 19 monkeys, and we have finished first grade. As you can see, we are now at 100% on first grade. So for our next stream, we will be moving on to second grade, and I can finally change my startup graphic. But for now, let's go ahead and switch over to the full face cam. So as you can see, this is not a whole lot of actual new material that we covered this time around. There are a few new shapes, a few new names, a few new symbols, but mostly what we did was we took the same things that we did in kindergarten, basic counting, basic place value, addition and subtraction, naming shapes, and doing a little bit of data visualization. And all we did was we took what we already knew in kindergarten and we just added that one more little layer. And you're going to notice in second grade, a lot of what we're going to do is going to seem very familiar, and I'm going to try to be focusing on what makes it different. What do we change between first grade and second grade? And sort of spoiler alert, we begin to talk about multiplication as repeated addition. We start adding and subtracting larger numbers, including 2- and 3-digit numbers. And we start getting this idea of multiplication and I believe we make our first scatter plots, but I'm not 100%. That might be later on. I'll have to double check, which I will do at the beginning of the next stream. So, with that in mind, second grade got complicated from my second grader. Yes, so second grade is definitely going to be more material than first or second grade, or than kindergarten or first grade were. So we were able to do about 2 sessions for kindergarten and 2 sessions for first grade to get through all of them. Second grade might take 3 streams to get through because you are beginning to add a little bit more precision and a little bit higher expectations. So yes, borrowing from tens is a thing that we're going to be talking about when we do subtraction later on. When you subtract a number where the ones digit actually goes below 0, then you have to borrow from 10. Yes, that is a thing we're going to be talking about next time, probably. But in any event, thank you very much for watching. I am here every week at 6 p.m. Pacific on Mondays. I wanted to call it like Mathematical Monday or something like that, but we'll see. I'm still workshopping on that. I also stream every morning, roughly 9 o'clock in the morning, just a quick warm-up, usually Stardew Valley or something else that's sort of low-key. And finally, you can find the VODs for this stream at my YouTube channel, which you can find at professor-cunningham.com. Just go to professor-cunningham.com, click on the picture of my face, and that will take you to the YouTube channel where I put the replays of this very series so that you can go back, go forward. I edit it lightly, so some of the banter I take out, and it's hopefully something that will be helpful to folks going forward. So I hope I will see you next time, and until then, be safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, be good to each other. Take care, my friends. See you next time.